You know it's a good day when we have another Rise of the Witch King commentary. Hey everybody, this is Phoenix, casting yet another game on 2.02 on the map Buckland. As implied by the map, this is a 2 versus 2 game, and you can see here in the bottom right corner we have Muadd, who's playing as Goblins. And in the bottom left, as Dwarves, we have Otto. In the top part of the map, top left, we have Asba as Isengard, and top right, as men, we have Barba. So the players are just going to get themselves set up right now. Good barracks positioning there to help protect that farm. And I bet that's where our farm's going to go. Yep. Right behind this little house. They're just little tips and tricks to know about Buckland. These are areas you can kind of build stuff around to protect your structures. Goblins is quickly setting up a goblin spam here. And Dwarves is presumably going to set up a forward mine network very soon. That's a nice spot for a mine right there between two different houses. It's good to know these positions here. I wonder what's going to happen with this outpost. Someone's going to have to go for it pretty early on. Either to capture it or to destroy it to prevent the enemy from getting it. I always think it's worth trying to capture it if you can, and try not to lose it. You could work with your ally to block the initial enemy attack on the outpost. Now let's just quickly take a look at powers while everybody's preparing. So Barba as men has Rallying Call. Muadd has War Chant as Goblins. Asba, who's Isengard, has Crebine, but I didn't see any scouting. I don't see any point of starting with Crebine unless you're going to scout right away. Otherwise you might as well get War Chant for the buff. It's more valuable. And Otto has not picked his power yet, but it's presumably going to be Rallying Call. It's really the only power you want to start with as Dwarves, because you only really get rebuild in situational circumstances when a building is in trouble, and heal is really more useful once you have heroes, or if you're likely to be hit by an ability that does a lot of damage to your units but not killing them. It's actually a good way to counter a long shot, as well as certain powers like Light. And here the Goblins are quickly dealing with this initial attack by men, but men's coming from a different side. So Muadd's forced to really play defense right now. For a second I thought that was what was left of a builder, that little thing right there. That was a bit weird. Because when a unit dies, like a builder, when you lose a builder, it just kind of sinks into the ground. So I thought it was like a builder partially sunk into the ground for a second. And oh, we might actually lose a builder because there's one right there. Muadd forgot his builder. But it seems his ally showed up with a battle wagon just in time. Actually, wait, what? That is a very odd start. I assumed this was a Hall of Warriors. No, he's getting battle wagons and he's getting axe throwers. There are no Guardians or Phalanxes here. This is very unusual for Dwarves. But it definitely paid off in stopping that men player. I don't think he expected battle wagons that fast. I'm not even sure if he knew what faction his opponent really was. And you gotta be careful with that. And yeah, that's why you gotta be careful with that, because he's going to lose the battle wagon. He could have retreated him right away after taking out the wild men, but that was not meant to be. And this outpost, which was quickly taken by Muadd, is about to go down, and nobody is going to derive any more benefits from that. And I see the beacon was placed by Muadd. We can see Isengard here has crossbows, which will definitely make it easier to actually deal with these goblins. And he's also spamming wildmen. Another attempt to use battle wagons here. But those pikes are going to be a menace. Now there's a lot of fighting here near this outpost, but it looks like Dwarves are going to be pushed back here, as Isengard and men have a lot of units. And here, Muadd is trying to still trying to hold back his opponent here, while also looking for a chance to attack, as he's sending 2 more units of goblins around here. And he has found this farm. It's going to go down very quickly. And in the meantime, I guess, Otto's here is playing defense, trying to deal with Isengard and the small number of man units here. Now Muadd's taking to the fight to his enemy, but he doesn't really have a lot of units. However, he's keeping the army distracted so he can take out this farm. And it's working out. But these goblins won't last much longer. And now they're flanked, so they'll go down very quickly. And at the same time, Muadd's just trying to attack two sides at once. These pikes are not in a good position to deal with these goblins. Of course, swordsmen are better than pikemen. Well, swordsmen beat pikemen, rather. So it's not really a good situation for Isengard, but he can easily send some reinforcements. And while Muadd's busy trying to kill the pikes, more and more units will show up. And it does feel like Muadd has really been focusing quite a lot of effort on the left side of the map, considering how early it is in the game. And as a result, his main opponent is really in a position where he can put the pressure on him. And Muadd did return with all of these troops. He was going to go left with them. But after seeing this army, he could not ignore it. However, this was well played, as you can see, because he managed to surround his opponent and he's going to easily kill all these guys. But Barba here is just going to... Is his name Barba? Yep, Barba is just going to attack the edges of the base here. And he might go left now, but he's going to feel the full wrath of Muadd's army in a second. And Isengard also tried to send a wildman unit. It's not going to get very far. And once again, you have to be careful with those battle wagons. They go down extremely fast to pikemen. You cannot afford to run into pikemen with battle wagons. Just don't do it. And Muadd, by spamming huge numbers of goblins, is managing to keep Barba busy. Barba lost a lot of units in that attack. And now Muadd, who still has tons of goblins, can just get his revenge. We can see here that Barba is going to continue building some Gondor archers, which will definitely help him keeping the goblins at bay. But what he really needs are cavalry. Cavalry are absolutely necessary against goblins. I mean, they're not absolutely necessary, but you should not get them. Because once you spam quite a few cavalry units, it can be very difficult for goblins to actually stop you. And that worked out well. The cave troll killed exactly one goblin. It could have been worse. And he is building a stables, but he really kind of dropped the ball here. Let Muadd sneak in right by his army. And of course Muadd noticed the stables, and he's going to target it, most likely. Although it looks like he's really splitting up his forces, and some of them are targeting the farm instead. And I think that was, yep, that was devastation over there. Used to get a lot of resources, and here we have something happening. Builder almost got killed, but he managed to escape there. And Muadd again is still attacking two sides at once, which is definitely an effective strategy. And it looks like he's positioned really to defend his ally as well, who went for a very strange start and lost 2 battle wagons, which was not a good situation. And yeah, Muadd did not manage to do much damage to the stables. He really gave his opponent time to catch up to his units. Although it was unlikely he would have actually finished it off with just 2 units of goblins anyway. At least he took out the farm. But he's going to want to take out the stables as soon as possible, because as soon as men start spamming enough cavalry, it's going to make the game a lot harder for him. And I heard a hobbit summon there, or actually I saw the little effect from it. So Men is going to try to deal with these goblins, but he sent some hobbits ahead. And I don't think Frodo has used his File of Galadriel. That's always useful to use. There we go, now he's going to use it. And it buys you a little bit of time as units are forced to flee. But the men player might be in a bit of trouble with all these goblins because Muadd can continue spamming goblins constantly right now. Even if he doesn't have enough goblins right now to deal with them, he'll have more in a second. And this builder should probably move a little closer to the base, just in case. Now you can see Otto here is trying to take out the troll with just axe throwers. Not the best unit for dealing with cave trolls, but he has enough of them to take it out pretty fast. And again, we're just seeing an axe thrower spam. It's really not the best strategy here. I'm not sure why he's doing this. I mean, axe throwers are good, but you should not be spamming nothing but axe throwers with no support. And if you're going to use battle wagons, you also have to be careful with how you use them. And Muadd here just has quite a lot of goblins ready to attack, but he might be a bit too late. There are already 2 Gondor Knights on the field. Although the Knights are going to have to be careful when they trample here. And that builder was going to be in trouble, but Muadd noticed the cavalry and now he wants to take them out. Now the key here is to trample the edges of the Goblin army very carefully, and really he needs a well as at the same time to actually heal his cavalry whenever they retreat, because he can't afford to run into a massive Goblin army. He will lose a lot of units doing that. So this is a pretty easy target when you just have a few goblins on their own. And Muadd's actually split up his troops very effectively, again attacking the left player while also trying to attack multiple targets on the right. But these Gondor Knights can take out each group of goblins one by one. We have 3 Gondor Knights now on the field. And just wait till the Rohirrim come out, that's when it's going to get really nasty for goblins. You can definitely see here that Muadd's really the most aggressive player, and he's managed to do quite a lot. Attacking 2 bases at once, doing quite a lot of damage, really holding off men quite effectively. So it might all come down here to how effectively the men player actually uses cavalry. Because Isengard here has really been forced on the defensive thanks to basically being doubled by quite a long part of the game. Although it does look like Otto here is forced to retreat. Lurch is on the field, the level 3, and these units are all preparing to do something. The 3 Gondor Knights are chasing down the battle wagon. And it does look like they're faster. Maybe. Kind of looks like they're faster, but not by much. And this is going to be a good use for Slam Shot. Very well done. You can see just how much damage was done there. Very well played with the Slam Shot. And men is forced to retreat with those cavalry. It really wasn't worth chasing 1 battle wagon all the way into the enemy base. If you can't take it out right away, then just leave it. And here we just see the massive goblin spam here, and we have cave trolls. The cave trolls will certainly help out a bit, but oh, that was that long shot or was that arrow volley? It was probably arrow volley, actually. Yes, that was arrow volley that was used. And let's take a look at the powers again. We've seen the hobbits used, of course, and of course we have rallying call and we have arrow volley. Muadd, meanwhile, as war chant, he has cave bats and he's gotten the scavenger ability, which is going to give him resources on every kill. And he's actually got 13 power points, close to 15 now. Asba has Crebbane, and we've seen Devastation being used earlier. And Otto has Rallying Call, Rebuild, and Summon Men of Dale. And it looks like Muadd's going to head left rather than try to attack his enemy on the right. Those cave trolls can actually help out against the cavalry, by the way, because they're pretty effective against them. And the half trolls will help as well. It looks like these Gondor Knights are going to try to take out all the goblins while just avoiding the other problems here. And again, we have a builder that needs to get out of there. And now we have Rohirrim on the field, a unit of Rohirrim. And it's just going to get worse and worse as men focus more on the elite cavalry units here. I'm having this bug where you can't actually click the building. You have to kind of do this to fix it. Sometimes that happens while watching replays. It's always been a bug. And Brand is caught out here. He's going to die. Presumably. I'd be surprised if he got out of this. I don't think he will. He's going to go down very fast. And of course, Lurch uses Carnage heal. Good use of heal there. But I don't think his units can actually get there to save Brand. And Brand's going to go down. Lurch levels up from that level 5. And over here on this side of the map, we have a massive attack with Worm Summon. Muadd's just been spamming very well, but these cavalry are going to take out as many goblins as they possibly can. And what is this, a Spiderling unit? Not really worth it, frankly. Spiderlings are not very strong in 4.0. Certainly not against Rohirrim. Indeed, they can't even beat Lancers, which are supposed to be weak cavalry. Although I suppose a couple of Spiderlings would certainly help. And they are very fast. And the Worm manages to take out an archery range. This level 3 farm, protected so well for such a large part of the game, now in grave danger. And Muadd just managed to play extremely well, really pushing at his opponent so hard and keeping him in his base. Isengard's actually showing up with Saruman and Lurtz to try to help out his ally. And here we're going to see a Wizard Blast, I'm sure. Or perhaps we're not. I guess there aren't that many goblins to deal with. It's not really worth it. And men just barely managed to survive that, but they've lost a lot. And look at the situation right now with Muadd just controlling this part of the map. And he's managing to deal with Isengard whenever Isengard's showing up as well, with the support of these Men of Dale that were summoned by Otto. And I think at this point, it's really Muadd is the MVP here. He's been consistently attacking 2 bases at once. He dealt with every problem that he's had to deal with. He does have a few Spiderlings, so that's going to be useful. I still don't really think it's worth getting them over... Like, I would rather just get a bunch of Cave Trolls or Half-Troll Marauders. And great Wizard Blast. And now he has Fireball. Let's see if we're going to see a Fireball. Not yet, it seems. And yep, there we go. Fireball right on the Cave Troll. And I think he killed the Cave Troll with the Fireball. Very good use of Fireball. Saruman is definitely a very valuable hero to have. And now finally Dwarves has a kind of a more mixed army. He has Guardians and Phalanxes. Definitely better, as he can now protect his archers. And he does have Men of Dale, so he's moving away from Axe Thors. And that builder just didn't stand a chance there. This work sentry is proving quite useful for the defense of this base. But right now Otto has a lot of units. I wonder if he's planning on getting fire arrows sometime soon. He's got quite a few Men of Dale. Or actually, most of these are they actual Men of Dale? Or I don't think they're summoned ones, because we just saw a summon a bit earlier. Oh, they are. Okay. That's slightly surprising. How fast did that thing recharge? He did have a signal fire, so that might explain it. And just look at Muadd right now. Nobody can attack him. Brand is level 7. He has the Beast Slayer ability. We're really seeing a lot of aggressive stance. Okay, now they're going in defensive. And Porcupine, it seems. And of course, Pikemen and Porcupine are extremely resistant. They get a massive armor bonus. And that was another arrow volley, I think, and great Wizard Blast, which kind of ruined the whole advantage of arrow volley, but still very effective at taking out a lot of those troops. And Brand's going to die again. That's what happens when you're up against Lurtz. You can expect to lose heroes once in a while. You never want to leave a hero exposed anywhere near lurts. You always want to have some units to protect them, to keep lurts away. We have mountain giants. A good choice here by Muadd, letting him really destroy the enemy army and base from a distance. And look at the damage they're doing. You can tell when he actually does kill somebody because those pluses are only show up when the unit actually is killed. So they're really doing very well. And at the same time, he's managing to hold Isengard off, although he is sending a few more troops this way to try to stop him. It's really been, at this point, it's really bottom right and bottom left, or rather bottom right and top left, that are managing to accomplish the most. Isengard has managed to show up to support his ally a few times. Saruman's definitely going to be useful here, and now we have a lot of Rohirrim. Let's just check the powers again. Nothing new for men, although he almost has 15 points. Muadd, of course, he has the worm. We've seen the summon Wildman, and those are the new powers, really. I don't think he had Tainted Land before, did he? I don't think he did, but that's now there. And Asba has Fuel the Fires. So that's going to give him a massive economy. And Otto has Dwarven Riches, which of course gives plus 25% resources from mine shafts. Definitely useful for dwarves. Men get a marketplace, which gives plus 12%, but of course you need the marketplace to actually be on the field, and you have to spend a lot of money to build the marketplace. Dwarven Riches, on the other hand, is more powerful than that, and it's passive, and it always affects all of your mine shafts. So it's definitely a more powerful thing. And this builder is in trouble here, and another use of Fireball by Saruman. Saruman's really accomplishing quite a lot. He has his Thunderbolt ability at this point, and men are forced to retreat once again with those cavalry, but he's coming with reinforcements, and we have a Rohirrim summon. He's going to be able to group up his cavalry, and that is great right there. That is a lot of cavalry. And we can really see why Spiderlings are not really... I'm not sure if they just can't move. But right now, they're not proving very useful because they're stuck in this area with tons of archers, and they can't even really chase down the cavalry. So they're just going to go down very quickly. And that's that. He easily dispatches of Muadd's army, but Muadd's going to rebuild pretty quickly. He has Azog level 2. And he has the armor upgrade for his fortress. He also picked up the ring at some point, and I missed it. But he does have the ring, so he could get Sauron. And he could get a Fortress Fire Drake soon if he purchases the upgrade, which costs about 1,500 resources, I believe, to unlock the Fire Drake. And that is an awesome unit. Fire Drakes are, once you get to that point in the game, a really great way of dealing with cavalry. It's just archer spams really that are a problem. Boromir's on the field. He's almost level 2. And once he does hit level 2, of course, he's going to be able to use his Horn of Gondor. And here, Otto is trying to establish some kind of forward base here right beside his opponent's base. But it didn't really last. He had a statue and a mine shaft. But really, it was a bit close, and he didn't have the units to defend it. That's only something you really do when you're at that point in the game where you're completely dominating your opponent and you're just waiting to finish him off. We have Knights of Dol Amroth on the field. So, you know, men's really stepping up their game here. But they still have to deal with Muadd and his massive goblin spam. And we have a dragon summon by Asba here, by Isengard. Easily takes care of the giant. And we can see Otto actually set up a forward, or I guess you can call it a forward mine, to protect his ally and be able to send some reinforcements. But right now, this dragon is really well positioned to destroy quite a lot of the space. But what is it doing? Seems to be taking its time trying to find the right spot, and it's lost half its timer so far. It's specifically targeting the fissure, but the fissure happens to be an extremely resistant building. It does not go down very fast. I'm not entirely sure this was worth it if you're just going to destroy one fissure. Of course, it is a level 3 fissure, and fissures produce some very powerful units. So, it might be worth it. But let's see if we can do a little bit more damage. And he does do, you can see how much more damage he does to a goblin cave or to a fortress expansion. And that's it, he's out of time. Overall, not a lot of damage was done, but he did take out the fissure, and that is meaningful. So Muadd can't build giants, he can't build fire drake broods, he can't build half trolls, and you know there's a lot of units there that happen to be very effective against cavalry, and of course mountain giants are just great siege weapons. And they're great against really any kind of unit. Probably not so much cavalry because cavalry move really fast. But yeah, that's definitely a blow to him. I do not know why Boromir is an aggressive stance. Stop using aggressive stance, people. You should not be using aggressive stance on your hero. Do you know how much faster he dies when it's an aggressive stance? Come on. But anyway, Boromir was probably screwed no matter what, just because there's so many goblins and they're pretty fast, so if you try to run away, they'll just flank you and do the extra flanking damage, and he would just die really fast. You can definitely see that Otto has Dane in the mine network. And he loses a builder there. Men is going to attack the left side with quite a lot of cavalry and Knights of Dol Amroth. He's got almost a level 9 Theoden now. I didn't really mention that Theoden was on the field, but it's pretty much expected for a men player to get Theoden or Eomer. Glorious Charge almost charged. It seems he used it previously. And he's going back to his base to deal with Muadd, and again, a builder is in trouble. He's going to try to get out of there, but he's heading in a strange direction for getting out of there. Looks like he's just going to keep building farms. Muadd over here still attacking Isengard. And the ballista expansion here will definitely prove useful. You can see here Fuel the Fires is active on this lumber mill. And all the action seems to be in Isengard's base. Look at where Otto is positioned right now. And oh, that was good. Was that Saruman's ability or this thing? I don't think it was Lightning Strike from the fortress, no. Oh yeah, it was Saruman's ability for sure. It definitely looked different. And I heard a Balrog somewhere. I just don't know where. There it is. It must have been summoned right on top of the men army, completely obliterating. Well, yeah, basically completely obliterating it. And it seems Otto's pointing something out, but I don't care because it's a Balrog over here, and that's more interesting to watch. And there was some discussion about whether the Balrog is really overpowered, considering just how much damage it can do. You can summon it on an army, kill the whole army, then go to the enemy base and destroy most of the base. So it's kind of, yeah, I can see that. And now it seems he's going to use his fire breath. Breathe fire, sorry. It's called breathe fire, but okay. It is his fire breath. And there we go. The fire whip takes out the farm pretty easily. He's going to take out that tower. This worm is taking out that farm. Look how much damage is being done here, really. Just by this Balrog. It destroyed the enemy army almost in its entirety. Then showed up in the base, and look at that. I mean, there's nothing left. There's no level 3 farms. There are no unit production buildings. Okay, we have a statue. Not really a big deal. And it looks like he's going to take that out, too. No statue. And yeah, that's the damage that a Balrog can do, people. Really, there's no 25-point power in the game with that kind of destructive capability. I mean, okay, you can also use a Balrog poorly and lose it really fast. But assuming you don't use it poorly, then yeah, it's kind of dangerous. And that was the Fortress Lightning ability. Lightning Strike. Doing lots of damage to dwarves. We have Darkness, by the way, in place on the field, and it was Muadd who used it. It seems he picked up a huge number of power points with that Goblin spam. Did you see how many? Let's look at how many powers he has. Men has 4 powers, right? A 5.2, 10 points, and a 15-point power. Although he has 29 points, I don't know why he's not getting something like... I don't know why he's not getting a 25-point power. Muadd, look how many he has. 25 point, 15, 15, 10, 10, 5, 5, 5. Come on. There's something crazy about that, isn't there? Of course, Muadd did play exceptionally well, and he was extremely aggressive, had lots of chances to do damage here. And then we have Isengard, who also actually has quite a few powers. He has Crabine, he has the Palantir, Wild Min, Devastation, Industry, Fuel the Fires, the Watcher. That'll be interesting to see in a second. Summon Dragon. And Dwarves Otto here, he has the 3 5-point powers, Rallying Call, Heal, Rebuild, Summon Men of Dale, and Dwarven Ridges. Really, we can certainly see evidence that these 2 players have been doing really well in the game just based on the power points they've acquired. Because really, Men has been forced to play defense for a while, even with his cavalry. And there goes the builder there. That was Muadd's builder. He built a lumber mill here. Always a good tactic. Build some lumber mills in your ally's base, especially if your ally can't build lumber mills anyway. Might as well do something with those trees. Oh, I see a Deathbringer. One of my favorite units in the game. Massively underused, I would say. They are exceptional units. Good use of the Watcher. Look at that. Completely destroys that army. And we have upgrades for Isengard, who's working on Ballistae. He has one on the field right there. Muadd, once again attacking with a lot of half-trolls. He has Azog somewhere, I think. There he is. He is level 5, and he's running aggressive stance into an enemy army, which is going to go exceptionally well, I'm sure. Except it seems that Men is busy with the other units. He's not going to bother with Azog right now. Oh, but the cavalry will, and Azog is screwed because he's running away in aggressive stance. Okay, he goes in defensive stance, but he still can't get out of there because there was just no hope. Even if he tried to run, those cavalry would easily chase him down and do flanking damage and kill him. So Azog really had no chance. But Muadd is pressing on with a huge army, and is Darkness still in effect? I think it just wore off, but it was definitely helping him. I think that was, what was it, Wizard Blast or something? Or was it just one of these? Wasn't Wizard Blast. Saruman's level 9. Definitely a huge asset for Isengard, having Saruman. And look how Muadd here just completely pushing Men even further back. But he has his cavalry, which will easily deal with these goblins. But we can see here Muadd's relying more on half-trolls than before. Of course, he can afford to now because it's later in the game. He has a better economy. And half-trolls are a huge problem for Men because they can't trample them, and they're pretty good against cavalry, even half-troll swordsmen. I mean, obviously, if you're gonna face cavalry, marauders are the best, but swordsmen are pretty good too. Swordsmen can actually beat lancers. They're probably not gonna be able to beat buffed Rohirrim, I doubt that, but they're still pretty good. And oh, it looks like they're going to escape from that. Looks like there's one unit of one Knight of Dol Amroth just stuck there. Now, I wouldn't really trample an aggressive stance against goblins. You're going to one-hit kill them anyway, especially if they're buffed with the Rohirrim are buffed with leadership. And there we go. We have Bombadil trying to chase away goblins from this marketplace, which is going to help his economy. He doesn't want to lose it. This outpost still destroyed. Nobody's trying to repair it. Perhaps Muadd's thinking it's not really worth it if Men can just show up with cavalry very quickly and bring it down, but I would try it. You'd be surprised how often it works where you rebuild an outpost and the enemy player just doesn't do anything about it. And did I just hear? Yes. I managed to miss it, but you can see a dragon was summoned here. Again, why aggressive stance? I don't know. I don't think it would make enough of a difference. Then again, it might. I don't know. He has a lot of health. And we can see Isengard's at this point really putting Otto in a bad state. Otto is asking for help here from his ally. Muadd has been so busy destroying men that he overlooked his ally's situation for a moment. And he's going to be sending some reinforcements. Of course, it's always a difficult situation. Do you finish off your opponent or do you help your ally? And those Deathbringers, did he just delete it? I think he deleted his fortress. And those Deathbringers would have taken out the fortress anyway if he hadn't, because they do a lot of damage. They're basically stronger berserkers. They have the splash damage. They deal a lot of damage. They can't be trampled by regular cavalry. They're just really powerful. Otto again asking for help, and he noticed these drakes. I guess these drakes are his allies' drakes, so they're certainly going to be useful. But he's probably telling them to, I don't know, get back a little bit, maybe? I'm not sure how good they would fare against Deathbringers. But Saruman would certainly, shoot a fireball or a lightning bolt. Cause a lot of trouble for them. And really, he's just finishing off dwarves at this point. Otto is going down. I do think that start that he went for really put him in a bad position. He never quite recovered. Well, sort of. He did. He was doing pretty well at certain points in the game. But really, if he had done some damage at the beginning to Isengard, he would have had a much easier time. Gandalf is on the field, barely recruited. Muadd's going to take the signal fire, and his opponent cannot do a whole lot to stop it. At this point, it's just hero spamming, really, until he can get some buildings up, and it doesn't look like he can. Muadd is in a position to really finish things off very soon, but we have an army of the dead. Finally, we have the 25-point power, and this did a huge amount of damage. Brant here, who is trying to support Muadd, he's going to go down. Level 9, and he's down. Azog is going to go down. No chance of escaping, but Gandalf went down. How did that happen? That was kind of careless. He could have avoided that. So that was unfortunate. He lost Gandalf. 4,000 resources, of course, very expensive. And with the Army of the Dead there, he could have taken out Azog a bit faster, maybe, if he had 2 units of the Army of the Dead there to attack him. It seemed like they focused more on Brand, who's weaker anyway. And these Fire Drake birds are going to be extremely useful here. We can see Otto actually built a fortress in his ally's base. We're still waiting for a Fortress Drake. I think that would be fun to see. They're really difficult to kill, actually. And something happened over here. Otto lost a bunch of troops. And Isengard is doing everything he can to keep these guys in their base while his ally tries to rebuild, I suppose. But Otto has a lot still to offer in this game. Of course, he has his powers because he rebuilt his fortress. And he might get a chance here to rebuild his base. But it seems that men are not going to allow... And oh, that was a good combo. For a second, I thought the Wildmen were summoned against the Rohirrim. Then I realized they were on the same team, of course. And just look at the situation. Muadd and Otto forced in one corner of the map by this massive onslaught. And this Citadel is probably going to go down very soon. Yeah, it is going to go down. There's nothing here to stop it, really. Certainly not the giant. But the thing is, this is not a powerful enough army to actually destroy this base. And it's, I mean, really, it's just a couple of cavalry units left now. And once they go down, what are men in Isengard going to have to deal with Muadd and Otto? And I heard another Balrog somewhere. Oh, and he summoned a dragon at the same time. And oh, that we have the Fortress Lightning ability, which is going to do a fair amount of damage to this Balrog. But the Balrog and the Dragon going after Isengard. Good choice, because of course Isengard still has a fully developed base. And if that changes right now, thanks to the Balrog and the Dragon, this is going to really affect the outcome of this game. Look at the damage that's being done here. Huge amounts of damage. We also have a Wildman summon. Good combos here. It's definitely a good idea to save up for both of these summons at the same time. Just look at the damage that was done, and I hear a Watcher. Watcher used to destroy Otto's army. He probably summoned some Men of Dale. Yes, he did. Isengard's determined to try to do some damage, but he just does not have the strength, and after this damage to his base, he'll spend a lot of time trying to recover. And that's the time really that Muadd and Otto need, but his ally, his Men of the West ally, who managed to pretty much rebuild his base. He doesn't have all those level 3 farms anymore, but he will eventually. This Men of the West player manages to go for another attack, trying to do something. And really, Muadd has been forced to defend for some time now. Is that industry on this furnace? No. Okay, but it is level 3. The Balrog is gone, the Dragon is gone. And Isengard is left to try to deal with what's left of his base and protect it. We have the summoned Spiderlings. Good use of Wizard Blast once again. It's probably worth going in aggressive to use an ability like Wizard Blast, but then it's probably better to stay in battle stance after that. And Otto's fortress is in a bit of trouble, but he has phalanxes here, and they should be able to deal with Ballista before it can do anything. And did it just trample all those guys? Well, that's unfortunate. But Otto's base is safe for now. Dane is trapped here, and it looks like he's going to go down. Lurt's showing up with Carnage. He's killed so many heroes this way, and that's it for Dane. He just didn't stand a chance there. Men still has a lot of units, and it's really Men now who has to keep the pressure on these two players. Keep in mind that Isengard, like, look at Isengard's setup right now. He has an Urk pit over here and everything. He's trying to keep his enemies stuck in their base, but Muadd is moving out right now. And we have Aragorn, quite a lot of heroes at this point in the game. This Worm is going to do quite a bit of damage. We do have Ivory Tower on this fortress. Let's take a look at the powers again. Men has Rebuild, Rallying Call, Hobbits, Arrow Volley, Bombadil, Summon Rohirrim, Summon Dunedain, Army of the Dead. And of course Muadd has the 3 5-point powers here. He's got Scavenger, he's got Wildmen, he's got Spiders, he's got the Worm, Darkness, Balrog, and the Dragon. Asba has, oh no, he just used the Dragon Strike somewhere. Right here, that's where he used it. And does a sizable amount of damage, and he just used his Summon Dragon as well. He's going to try to finish Otto off. I'm not sure how much Otto actually has left beside his fortress. But that fortress is it's almost dead, but he managed to use Rebuild there. Good timing. Anyway, you can see the powers that he has. Summon Dragon, Dragon Strike, the Watcher, Freezing Rain, Fueled Fires Industry, Tainted Land, Devastation, Wildmen, Palantir, and Krebine. And really with Otto, nothing really changed other than, of course, the Citadel, which you saw some time ago. But there's definitely a massive disparity in terms of powers. We have a Watcher used right on the Men's army with disastrous consequences for Men. Muadd, meanwhile, managed to get some units all the way in Isengard's base here, and he's going to do more damage. And this battle continues even now. We have a Wildman summon from Isengard, and we have, of course, this Dragon, which I don't know how much more it can really accomplish. Its timer is about to go. It's going to try to attempt an attack, and goes away very quickly. And Otto's pointing out that Men has the Signal Fire once again, and Men loses a builder there. I'm not sure why he built a farm in his ally's base instead of leaving his ally the opportunity to actually build the furnace there. I mean, he already had his own base. And now really the fight is over here. Lots of Men of the West heroes. Gandalf still level 1. Aragorn level 3. Boromir level 6. He has leadership. Muadd is taking the signal fire again, and he's really controlling the center, and he's going to attack from the side. And now once again, Men is in that position where he has to play defense. Isengard still rebuilding, but doing so quite quickly. And a Rohirrim summon in place just in time to deal with some of these guys, but good use of Slam Shot by Brand, level 9, almost level 10. And Aragorn and Gandalf are going to take on these half-trolls, actually with Boromir. And they'll make short work of them. We have a Siege Works level 2. You might see some trebuchets. It looks like Muadd is moving to attack Isengard again. And Brand, who's level 10, has been pinned by Lurton. He's going to go down. He's going to try to heal, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to Slam Shot as he dies. Well, at least he went out with a bang. Still waiting for this outpost to be rebuilt. It would be worth trying, I think. Let me look at the economies here. Actually, who was that? That was Muadd. Okay, he has 1,000. And we've just seen Darkness in use again. So once again, the bottom team is buffed. Well, actually, they were until Freezing Rain was used immediately to counter it, it seems, by Isengard. Saruman has really been amazing in this game. And there you go, another Wizard Blast. I wonder where that was used, the Wormtongue ability. And Muadd built a tunnel here to support his ally, I suppose, as he tries to... He might try to actually rebuild on this side of the map. Then again, maybe not, because it seems he's been building quite a lot of stuff over here instead. Of course, it is important to try to control as much of the map as possible, and they're going to want to make sure that Isengard and Men don't start building resource buildings here. Because when you're at that point in the game, you're usually going to lose. Watcher used it right there to try to take out these goblins, but most of them were already ahead, so it didn't really work out. Probably worth waiting until they stop moving to actually use it. And here comes Isengard with lots of units, but there's not much to destroy here. And the game goes on. At this point, Muadd has the signal fire on the right, and actually it is the Men player who has it on the left, not one of the two players that were on the left at the beginning of the game. And Muadd's moving in again to attack, and it seems he wants to deal with this army too. I'm not sure why he's sending the goblins this way, because of course Saruman will easily make short work of them. He's going to try to grab this signal fire. But it's just not going to work, and I heard another Balrog. These are coming really fast. At this point in the game, you want to control all the signal fires you can, because it doesn't mean things like faster Balrogs. And once again, the Balrog is in a position to do a lot of damage, but the Army of the Dead this time was summoned on top of it, and it's going to go down. Although it does look like the Balrog managed to do some damage with his Fire Breath. I believe both units can do a lot of damage to each other, but the Army of the Dead is better positioned to kill the Balrog. Assuming the Balrog's not summoned on top of it. And we have a Citadel. This base is looking very well defended. Look at this. You have a Citadel up here. You have two fortresses. And all the stuff is happening back here. All these buildings. Very well protected. And another Slam Shot to deal with these Coda who go down. And once again, Men does not have a whole lot. This is being doubled. But he does have Bombadil. Actually, is that his Bombadil? Yep, it is. Isengard is moving in. And really all the action at this point is on the right side of the map because 3 of the players have their bases here. And of course, Isengard really only has this side of the map to attack at this point. One thing Isengard has done really well is kind of keep Muadd and Otto from expanding back towards the left. But the 2 of them are still doing really well. Great use of Thunderbolt. Now Saruman is going to try to retreat. And he's going to be protected by a Wildman summon. Or actually, no, that is the Goblin Wildman summon. Which is really bad news for him. He's going to take a lot of damage from the flanking. So he's going to turn around. He's going to Wizard Blast. And he's certainly not going to go without a bang. He's going to try to retreat again. And as these units build up like this behind him, he can turn around and do a fireball if he so chooses. And he might actually die. He did die. I really was hoping he would do the fireball at least. And great use of arrow volley there. Aragorn level 5. Aragorn and Lurtz together. That is a scary combo. And Gandalf's almost level 4. And somebody got pinned. That's Brand. But they're not really in a position to go after him. It seems Otto forgot a unit of phalanxes up here. He can move them around to harass a bit. What exactly happened with Isengard's stuff? Did he not rebuild anything? And again, Muadd's coming with a big army. 2 giants. And we have another Rohirrim summon right on top of this. And I think those are trebuchets with the fire upgrade. Gandalf manages to hit level 4 with that Wizard Blast, and he's going to Lightning Sword the enemies here. Gaining more experience, almost level 5. We have a good use of Athelas to heal all these heroes. And Aragorn has Elendil Watcher summon right on top of men's units. And now Men loses a barracks to the Worm. These heroes are really working out pretty well. Gandalf is really close to level 5, but he's taking quite a bit of damage from these buffed half-trolls here. The mountain giants are still alive, still able to do a bit of damage, and they're still well protected. I think Muadd could send these other units as reinforcements, and if he just keeps the pressure in men's base, he can do really well. And Otto, meanwhile, is keeping Isengard back, and it's really starting to look like the winners of this match are going to be the bottom players. Just based on the state of the bases of the top players. But then if these powers keep being used at the right time, it can really change things. Muadd is going to move his army forward, and he's going to go after Isengard, who has the lightning strike ability on his fortress once again. Dane here, forced to retreat at level 3. What is that? What is he doing? Just a guardian kind of standing there in fear of the Crabine, it seems. And Muadd, again, with lots of goblins. Isengard just has a really beast of a fort, really. It's a beast. It has lots of It's really well upgraded. It has lots of expansions, and really mountain giants are needed here. Gandalf did hit level 5, and men are going to attempt an attack, a slight attack here. At least by attacking the edges. You can actually see how well... That was a good watcher right there by Isengard. I mean, it must have been Isengard, right? You can see how well Otto actually expanded here. He managed to get his mine shafts up all over the place. That's certainly going to help things. Still waiting for that outpost to be rebuilt, by the way. A dragon summon by Isengard. And that's a level 3 tunnel. I heard Bombadil somewhere. There he is. Now Otto has a lot more units on the map than he did not long ago, thanks to his improved economy. And there goes the builder. Builders are constantly getting killed. I guess that's just the way it is. That's gotta be the worst job you could possibly have. Working as a builder. You can't fight, and if you get attacked, you die. And you constantly have to build stuff in dangerous areas that your opponents can easily access. Definitely a short lifespan, those builders. Some spiderlings here are helping out, doing a bit of damage. This fortress is also pretty well upgraded with lots of arrow towers with the flaming munitions upgrade, and we have the boiling oil as well. Really, when you have upgraded fortresses like this, you need siege weapons. Gandalf really close to death. He really needs to run for it, but a heal was used, and he's level 6 now. And Aragorn's level 8, Boromir's level 9. They're getting a lot of experience. Still waiting for Sauron as well. But of course, Muadd has been busy trying to spam constantly. He can't really afford to just sit there. Although we can, I guess, check. Yeah, he doesn't have much money left. But look at his powers. He's almost maxed out on powers. He's missing 1 power at this point. Same with Isengard. And here comes the mountain giant. And we're seeing once again Muadd just destroying everything in his path, forcing his opponent to defend. But his opponent has a lot of heroes. The Horn of Gondor is needed right now. Or maybe not, because it seems that they dealt with these units so quickly. It wasn't really necessary. Great use of arrow volley. And great use of Gandalf's Wizard Blast. I don't think we've seen Rangers in this whole game. And there goes the marketplace. That's a devastating loss. And Asba here, as Isengard really... He recovered pretty well from what happened earlier, really. But his ally is in bad shape. And Otto trying to set up a forward mine network over here, and oh, those Coda are not in a good position. They need to run, and they will escape. They are pretty fast. And these 3 heroes who have accomplished so much are going to go where? I can't really tell because they keep changing directions. It looks like they're going to go after the signal fire. But this is a great area for Muadd to trap them if he wants to. What is Otto doing? Well, that's interesting. So he's going to build some walls to protect his key structures here. That is interesting. I mean, he's got the economy at this point. Might as well, I suppose. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. And he still has his fortress all the way over here. I mean, at this point, Otto and Muadd have such a strong base. It would take a really powerful attack to do much damage here. Which again leads me to think that they are going to be the ultimate winners of this game. I mean, once again, Asba's base is being destroyed. We just saw Barba here taking a lot of damage in his base as well. And we do have a fortress fire drake being built. That's going to be fun to see. Coda leveling up, level 2. And this dragon just attacking everything it can before the timer runs out. And I think that was the last attack. And it's gone. I mean, the top team has been playing defense for a while now. And they're not in a position to recover. Are these summoned? No, they're not. They're Helion Rangers, aren't they? No, they're not. They're Dunedain. What am I saying? Yeah, they're Dunedain Rangers, and they're going to go down really fast with this Wildman summon combined with this Goblin offensive. And Muadd's going to be in a position to attack the base once again. He needs some more Mountain Giants, I think. Does he have a Fissures? A level 3 Fissure? Did he lose it at some point? I mean, other than the one he lost a long time ago. This one needs to be leveled up. And he's going to attack from two sides. We have a Worm summon, but we have the Rohirrim summon as well. And it looks like Dane here got trapped in a bad spot. He's going to go down. And somebody leveled up from that. I think it was Boromir. Gandalf's still waiting for level 7. And this stables is going to go down. They were here moving quickly. They'll easily deal with these goblins, but Muadd has more units where that came from. They really need a concerted effort to take out one of these bases. One thing I always notice in these situations is you need siege weapons, and you need to use lots of them. If you're spamming giant numbers of goblins and half-trolls when your opponent already has no units, like, that's just pointless at that point. So, I mean, certainly goblins are pointless at this point in the game. When a Rohirrim, someone will just kill them all easily. I don't know why players insist on spamming Goblin Warriors late into the game if you can afford half-trolls. I mean, I'm not saying don't use Goblin Warriors, but in this case, it's not really that useful. Do we have 2 Citadels? Yes, we do. That's fun to see. I mean, at this point, this base is indestructible. I don't think we're going to see anything strong enough. You could combine Earthquakes and Dragon Strikes. I don't think it would be enough. It would need a massive offensive siege weapons from the north, and that's not going to happen. And Muadd is once again all over the place, attacking many different sides. Lurcia are in a bit of trouble. And, okay, yeah, they're on the same side. Good thing if those Coda were enemies to Isengard. That would not be good for Isengard. And that Dwarven builder is stuck there. Not a good place to be. He's going to die quickly. Yep, he's dead. Meanwhile, Muadd's moving with his massive army. 2 builders just standing there, and they're both going to go down. That's not good. And Men has nothing left, really. He does have one more builder, but he just has that fortress. Again, we need mountain giants. There needs to be a concerted effort to attack the fortress. You can't let the fortress stand in this situation. He's not going to recover if he loses his fortress, even if he does build a barracks somewhere. I mean, it worked out for Otto, but it was a different kind of situation because his ally was in a very strong position. Here, Isengard's not really in a very strong position. another reason why Goblins don't really work is, well, you have a little 7 Gandalf here. He's going to be Wizard Blasting a lot. Really, only Wizard Blast is useful here. If he hits level 10, that would be really funny. Another Balrog. Come on, deal some damage to the fortress, take out the expansions, but no, we're going to have the Army of the Dead again, which is saved just for this purpose. And that was a very ineffective Balrog. Muadd's going to continue trying to go after these heroes. But, of course, Army of the Dead's still in place. That didn't work out at all. And that situation could have been avoided. I'm not really sure what Otto's doing at this point because he seems to be playing pretty defensively. You have a Fortress Drake about to come out. I'm still waiting for Giants. Why are you spamming half-trolls and Goblins? Really, and upgrades too. Like a couple of upgraded half-trolls and Giants. Those heroes can't get close to upgraded half-trolls without dying right away. I mean, Boromir could try his horn, I suppose. And then the Giants would just make short work of the base. Could finish this game a lot faster. I'm just saying. And there goes that. I think that was the builder that went down too. Muadd used the Watcher in a very good way here. And summon Spiderlings are going to do a lot of damage. And he's coming with another massive Goblin army. Because it's not like Gandalf is around with Wizard Blast, right? And finally, Asba is just like, yeah, no. And so was El Barba, and the game's over. They got to the point where it was just, well, obviously they're going to win. So, not much point prolonging it. Again, siege weapons. If you've got your opponent in that situation, you need to get siege weapons. Don't just prolong the game by spamming a weak unit that dies in one hit to a Wizard Blast. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Yes, Goblins are fun, but you've destroyed your opponent's base already. Goblins are not going to destroy the fortress for you. You need Giants. Anyway, this was definitely a very fun game, very interesting. It's always nice to see games that lead to 25-point powers and lots of just awesome things like that. This is Phoenix with another commentary. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more, and check out gamereplays.org/Rise of the Witch King for more Rise of the Witch King content.